Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I guess they call it Callahan Field. It's right behind Callahan Middle School. They moved over from the Grace Regato Field, which they're trying to get ready for Lynn Glasgow playing tonight. It was, as soon as it rains, if it just spits rain, that field gets underwater. And Babe Ruth, they do a tremendous job trying to stay on top of it. I know Dave Raymond and his group is over there trying to get it ready for tonight's game. So this is usually the field where the JV team plays. They moved the JV team to Gallagher, and the varsity is playing here. And I can't say it anymore. I used to say when these two teams got together, I would say it's Thanksgiving, and this would be May, because it's St. Mary's and Fenwick, and they used to be Thanksgiving rivals. And I could say Thanksgiving Day in whatever month they were playing, basketball, hockey, football, baseball, softball. Now they've had, I'm not going to go into great detail again. It gets me upset and everybody else upset. They had a big to-do this year at Thanksgiving, so Fenwick has dropped St. Mary's as their rival on Thanksgiving Day. I believe they're going to pick up Malden Catholic, and St. Mary's is going to play Austin Prep. So I think it's kind of silly, because Fenwick has some kids from Lynn, and they'll never get a chance to play on Thanksgiving Day at Manning Field. And they still have to play each other. They can't just drop each other. They still have to play each other because they're in the same league. So it doesn't make sense to me, but I won't go any further with that. But so I just have to say it's Fenwick and St. Mary's Catholic Central League. St. Mary's dropped a game to Austin Prep, and now they are trying to get back on the win column. They had won 7 in a row. Before losing to Austin Prep. They are tied for first place with Austin Prep with a loss apiece. St. Mary's 9-2. The one loss to Austin Prep. The other loss was to Gloucester in a non-league game. Lily Newhall on the mound. First two miss. This is Modica, the second baseman. And again, I apologize. They gave us the roster and the lineup, but they didn't give us first names for Fenwick. I don't know if there's anybody from Lynn on Fenwick. I don't think there is. In for a strike, with Modica taking all the way. Fenwick looking for their fourth win. They're 3-6. And Modica draws a walk. So the first hitter becomes the first base runner. Wilkinson, the shortstop, will be the hitter. A little different. Marina DiBiasio, who's usually the right fielder, is playing center field because Christina Nowicki is out with an injury. She moves over to center. Katie O'Neill, who usually plays left, moves to right. And Julia Nicolo, who's used quite a bit as a pinch runner, is in left field. High and away for a ball. Wilkinson is the shortstop for the Fenwick Crusaders, so it's the Crusaders against the Spartans. The lady version. Nice stop by the catcher, Jordan Sullivan. Good pitch on the corner for a strike. Lee Newhall is the niece, I believe, of the athletic director. Jeff Newhall does a great job down there. They keep adding sports at St. Mary's. Chases that high pitch and fouls it away. Babe Ruth did a very nice job getting this field ready. Hit the third. Nice play. Talia Smaller had to go across her body, reach across from left to right, almost right at the third base bag, and made a good throw over to the second baseman, D'Alessandro. So they get the lead runner. The play goes 5-4. She took a base hit away from Wilkinson. So now it's 1 on with 1 out for Staridi, the third baseman. And that hit her. So 2 on with 1 out. The cleanup hitter, Palermo, the catcher, will be the hitter. Hit foul past third base. Hit foul again past third base. I believe St. Mary's plays 20. If that's the case, a win today would cinch a tournament berth. Try to change up and sailed high for a ball. And of course, they'd keep going, try to get as many wins as they can, get a home date or two, get a high seed. But you got to get there first with the 10 wins. High and away for a ball, so she was out in front of Palermo. Now she came on the pitch with the full count. She goes back and gets her swinging. Newhall gets her first strikeout. It's always a battle when Fenwick and St. Mary's gets together, but especially the girls' sports and most especially basketball. Those are nip and tuck events. Then they're all very, very close. This year in the state tournament, Fenwick trailing by 3. They thought they hit a 3-point shot at the buzzer. The shooter's foot was on the line and only counted as 2 as the buzzer sounded, and St. Mary's won it by a point and went on to play at Boston Garden and wound up playing in the state final. And one of the first game they played at St. Mary's went into overtime. Swing and a miss again. She chased the pitch that was down and away. This is McIntosh, the designated player, hitting for the right fielder, Dunn. Just got a piece and fouled it off the catcher. So we'll do it again. Strike 3 call, good pitch in the corner. So she walks a batter, hits a batter, but gets 2 consecutive strikeouts to leave the runners at first and second. We'll move into the bottom half of the first. St. Mary's will get a chance to get on the lead first. Marina DiBiasio, the center fielder, leads it off. Batting second and playing second, Felicia D'Alessandro. The shortstop, Sam Porozinski, hits third. In the cleanup spot is Talia Smaller, the third baseman. Batting fifth and playing first base, Taylor Sullivan. The right fielder, Katie O'Neill, will bat number 6. Pitching and batting seventh, Lily Newhall. The catcher, Jordan Sullivan, will hit in the number 8 spot. And bringing up the tail end of the batting order is Sophia Labert. She's the designated player, hitting for Julia Niccolo, the left fielder. Paige Licata in charge. Afton Dean, her assistant. Both terrific athletes. Paige Licata at Revere, Afton Dean at Link Classical. Afton Dean is being inducted in the Hall of Fame this year at Link Classical. Well deserved. And I mention each time we do these games, you've heard her on TV 15. She is the instructor for the video kids at Classical. And she has done some games, basketball games on TV 15. And she does a great job making sure we have kids at the games and they have well equipped and they know what they're doing. She's a very good friend. I've known her and her family for years. Her family owned, for those of you connected or know about the Linway way down the Hat Rotary, Christie's was right there. That was her family's place. I grew up down there. In for strike to DiBiasio. Finally got her name right. I was calling her DiBiaso, and I asked her if she was related to the Catholic Memorial former outstanding Everett coach, and she said she didn't think so. And I found out they're not the same name. DiBiasio. She's the center fielder now, moving over from right field. Drills it into left field for a base hit. Very good athlete. She's an outstanding hockey player. She gets the first hit of the ball game. Felicia D'Alessandro. You could expect anything here. A bunt. Hit and run. She squares the bunt and fouls it off. Foul again. Palermo, the catcher, got to it quickly, about to make a throw before just as the umpire was saying foul ball. So that takes the bunt off with 2 strikes. Hit to the shortstop. They throw it away. DiBiasio winds up at third. Alessandro will reach on the error. So St. Mary's has a threat. First and third for Sam Porozinski, another very good hockey player. Hit in the air to right field. Tagging up and scoring. And now taking off for second base. Safe at second base, they bobble the ball. They had the runner going. Porozinski hit the first pitch. Flies out to right field. Dunn made the play. Alessandro got a late jump. Waiting to see where the throw went. Went to the plate. Palermo made a good throw to second base, but shortstop Wilkinson couldn't pick it. And Alessandro winds up in scoring position with one away and a run in for St. Mary's. Talia Smaller, the third baseman, is the hitter, with a chance to get another RBI if she can get a base hit. In for a strike. Good pitch. Forgot to mention, this is Burke on the mound for Fenwick. Slicing it foul off to the right side. In the dirt, goes to the backstop. That'll move the runner to third. So Smaller would love a base hit, but she wants to at least put the ball in play and get that runner home from third. Give St. Mary's a little more of a cushion here in the first inning. Hit foul again off to the right side. High for a ball. Smaller hanging around, hitting a lot of foul balls. Hanging tough. Down and away for a ball. Smaller making Burke work. And she works up fresh on ball. This is a good at bat by Smaller. So first and third for the Spartans. Taylor Sullivan, the first baseman, will be the hitter. This field here now, left field is not that far. Right field is a long, long shot. It's a long way to the fence in right field where we are. Left field is not that far away. A little conversation on the mound with Fenwick. St. Mary's got a hit. An error cost him. Sacrifice fly got him on the board. A wild pitch moved the runner to third after the fly ball. Moved the runner to second. And then the walk put Smaller at first. So first and third. One out. The runner takes off. They throw it down. Safe. She beat it. They get the double steal. Smaller slid in just ahead of the tag. They tagged her high. Her foot was already on the bag. So St. Mary's, the double steal gets them their second run. As Sullivan waves at that pitch. And they still have a runner in scoring position with one out. She waved at the pitch again. It was low and in the dirt. Chased it again and just got a piece and stays alive. Hit on the ground, backhanded by the third baseman. Nice play by the third baseman, a nice stretch. The third baseman, Stariti, and a nice stretch by Sutherland, the first baseman. They get Sullivan out 5-3 for the second out. Smaller moves over to third. So Stariti had to go to a right a little bit. That long throw. Sutherland made a nice stretch at first. The ball bounces, but not a lot of room behind home plate. Really has to bounce down the third base line or down the first base line towards the dugouts in order for anybody to try and score. Hit to short. As we start the second inning, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Bishop Fenwick. Wynn, the center fielder, will lead it off. Almost a picture-perfect day. One of the better days we've had. Sun is shining brightly. Blue skies. There's just a wisp of clouds here and there up in the sky. But there's still a little bit of a breeze that still makes it a little bit uncomfortable. You still can't dress. Some of us can't dress in shorts or t-shirts. Some of us can. But you still have to bundle up. Hit the second base. D'Alessandro makes the play. They throw Wynn out. Goes 4-3 for the first out. Burke, the pitcher, will be the hitter. Wide for a ball. Burke gave up the 2 runs. Not her fault. The error was big. Pushed the runner that it got the lone base hit. Over. Katie O'Neill coming on at right field makes the play. The error, the leadoff hitter by DiBiasio, she was able to move all the way over to third on the error, scoring on the sacrifice fly, which would have been the second out. The ground to the third would have been the third out. They would have been out of the inning with nobody scoring. In for a strike. Shoji, the left fielder, is the hitter. Missed inside for a ball. Thought about it, held up. The pitch was high and away. Popped up right to the first baseman. Might have been a step in foul territory. Sullivan handled it, stepped around the base runner. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Lily Newhall and the Lady Spartans. And we'll move into the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the bottom 3 in the order. For St. Mary's facing Burke on the mound, who will be starting her second inning of work. Fenwick trying to bring their program back. Ed Henry, God bless him, he was the best ever. He just kept winning state championships after state championships. Fenwick was among the elite girls softball programs. They won 7 or 8 consecutive state championships. They won double digits. He was a tremendous coach, great guy. And then they kind of tapered off, I should say, a little bit. And they've been trying to come back. Football team has been good. Girls basketball team has been very good. Boys basketball team has been very competitive and have won some big games. Baseball team has been tough. They're trying to make their way back. Even hockey, they improved in hockey as well. Boys and girls. Dougie Anderson, Coach of Fenwick, doing a great job. I think they made the tournament for the first time in a long time in hockey. So they're trying to bring the programs back. Line, shot, foul. Lily Newhall, the pitcher, got all of that one and got out a little too far out in front, pulled it foul. So pitcher against pitcher here. In for strike 2. Burke can bring it. She throws it. She got some mustard on it. Hit in the air. Third baseman calls everybody off, makes the play. One up, one down. Jordan Sullivan, the catcher, is the hitter. Up and away for a ball. Jordan does a nice job behind the plate, handling both Newhall and the other pitcher, Angelia Pepe, who does a very nice job. Hit foul. Out of play. Waves at that pitch that broke down. Wide for a ball. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Burke. 2 up, 2 down in the second. Sophia Lebert. She's a designated player. She's hitting for Julia Nicolo, the left fielder. Up and in for a ball. Swing and a miss. Started to pull the trigger, held up when she realized the pitch was in the dirt. Top of the order, Marina DiBiasio on deck. That one bounced to the backstop. In for a strike. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in inning number 2, when St. Mary's leading 2-0. As the pitch sails high. And I thought it was 2-2. It was 3-2. That's ball 4. Second walk given up by Burke. Extends the second inning. Marina DiBiasio lined a single in the left field, came around and scored the first run. I thought they might try to get LeBert to second base. The worst if she's thrown out would be you'd have the top of the order coming up in the third inning. In for a strike. Hit in the air behind first base. It's going to drop for a base hit. They throw the ball to third. That allows DiBiasio to go to second. She's got her second hit. LeBert scoots over to third. DiBiasio found a spot just inside the right field foul line behind the first baseman. Right fielder was way off the line considering she lined a shot to left field the last time. Had no chance to go over and get it. So second and third, Felicia D'Alessandro reached on error, and that was big in the first inning. It opened up the gates for St. Mary to score 2 runs. Hit in the air to left field, drifting back and making the play. She hit that a long way. She almost got that to the fence. Soji went back, made the nice play for the third out. So the walk and the hit don't hurt. St. Mary's leaves 2 on second and third. We finished 2 here in this Catholic Central League battle. And at the end of 2, St. Mary's leads Fenwick 2-0. 9-1-2 for the Crusaders of Bishop Fenwick as we start the third inning. Sutherland, the first baseman, is the hitter. Lily Newhall will start her third inning of work. Popped up, it's going to go out of play. We're missing again, if you're just turning in, a little bit different view. We're over behind Callahan Middle School. The Grace Regato field was in bad shape. They're trying to get it in shape for a game tonight. Good pitch on the corner inside at the knees. Strike 3 call, the same spot. Good pitch by Newhall. Third strikeout for Newhall. Modica, the second baseman, led the game off with a walk. Up and away for a ball. In for a strike. Fishing up and in for a ball. Hit foul out of play. Newhall delivers. Off-speed pitch. What a nice pitch. pulled the string. Medica way out in front, swung right through it. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the third inning. Wilkinson bounced into a fielder's choice. A very nice play by the third baseman, Smaller. She had to go to her right across her body and backhand it. Made the good throw to second for the force. Wilkinson reaching first base. She got as far as second when Staridi got hit by a pitch, but the first time back-to-back strikeouts was the first inning, and that came out with 2 on. Now she gets back-to-back strikeouts to start the third. Swing and a miss. The beauty for St. Mary's is both Newhall and Pepe, the two pitchers, who are both very good, are both young kids. Hit high in the air. Circling, finding it, bobbling it. Smaller made that interesting. She reached back, looked like she was trying to block her eyes from the sun. Had it, bobbled it, it popped up in the air, and then she grabbed the pop-up. So 7 in a row retired by Newhall since she hit the batter in that first inning. So every other inning she gets 2 strikeouts. She got 4 in the first 3 innings. And for St. Mary's, it'll be the middle of the order, 3, 4, and 5, to face Burke. Burke could very easily be 0-0. The one error in the game so far cost Fenwick. Sam Porozinski, Taylor Smaller, Taylor Sullivan will be the 3 hitters. And Burke will start her third inning of work. Fenwick looking to start a streak to see if they can qualify for the tournament, but they're in tough. They have to play Austin Prep twice. They have to play St. Mary's twice during the year. I don't know if they've already played them. I don't know, maybe once. But it's not an easy league to play in. One of the better leagues around. Sam Porozinski is perfect. She's got a sacrifice fly for an RBI. So officially she hasn't batted, but she's got an RBI. She flied out to right field, knocking in the first run. In for a strike. It helped set up the second run because D'Alessandro, who was at first reaching on the error, as the ball hit the third, and they'll throw Porozinski out. D'Alessandro had reached on the error. She went to second on that sacrifice fly. A wild pitch moved to the third, and St. Mary's pulled off the double steal. Smaller going to second, safe ahead of the throw, and D'Alessandro scooting home. And those are the 2 runs. So the error was huge in that first inning. Taylor Smaller drew a walk. As I said, she's part of the second run. She stole second. She was the front end of the double steal. D'Alessandro, the back end, scoring. Low in the dirt, nice stop by Palermo, the catcher. Down and away. A little bit of a crowd for this one. Oh, in the parking lot next to this field, down the left field line, outside the fence. A few fans lined up on the right field side, behind the fence. A few right next to the St. Mary's dugout. Solidly hit into center field for a base hit. Small is on for the second time. Taylor Sullivan grounded out third to first, her one trip. Hit into right field for a base hit. Jumped on the first pitch, Sullivan. So back-to-back hits. St. Mary's got a threat again. They scored 2 in the first. They left second and third in the second. Now they have first and second with 1 out in the third. Katie O'Neill grounded out, shot to first. Wilkinson made a nice play, a good strong throw, got O'Neill by a step at first base. In for a strike. Up and away for a ball. When that breeze stops, you kind of get a feeling of what it's going to be like during the summer. Hit off the pitcher's glove into center field for a base hit. They started to send the runner home and then held her up. So after an out, 3 straight hits have loaded the bases, and the pitcher, Lily Newhall, can help herself. Three straight singles. They had Small to take the turn, but then Coach Licata held her up wisely. The throw was coming in. Should have been a dead duck. A little off-speed pitch. Newhall out in front. Newhall popped to the third baseman, her one trip. Nice stop by Palermo, the catcher. Newhall's got a chance to give herself a little more of a lead. 3 on, 1 out. Hit in the gap in left center field. That's going to score 2. Newhall certainly helped herself. She's got a double and 2 RBI. Got all of that one. Smaller and Sullivan come around to score. O'Neill hustles over to third. Second and third, 1 out for Jordan Sullivan. She struck out swinging her first trip. And we're going to get a runner. Katie Donovan is going to run for Newhall. So 22 is running for 2. Chop foul towards the St. Mary's dugout. Hit foul to the backstop. Low off the catcher, didn't go far enough. O'Neill dancing around off third, but no chance to try and score on that. Just kind of broke off Palermo's glove, went about a foot or 2. hit the third. They make the play, and they score. They didn't look the runner back at third. They just automatically, as soon as O'Neill saw the third baseman, Ceriti, winding up to throw to first base, she took off. So Sullivan gets an RBI. Katie Donovan, the pinch runner, wound up at third. 3 runs in the inning for St. Mary's. LeBert drew a walk her first time up. She's the designated player, hitting for the left fielder, Niccolo. In for a strike. Fishing wide for a ball. Hit to third. Another play by Ceriti. She made all 3 plays. She got 3 assists in the inning for the 3 outs. But St. Mary's adds to their lead. Those 4 straight base hits. The big double by Newhall, and then O'Neill hustling in from third on an infield ground ball. They put 3 on the board. That lead that was 2-0 at the end of 2 is now St. Mary's 5, Fenwick 0 at the end of 3. Top of the 4th. 3, 4, and 5 for Fenwick. Ceriti got hit by a pitch her first time up. Facing Newhall for the second time. High for a ball. Popped up. Right behind the plate, Jordan Sullivan. Got rid of the mask very quickly and makes the play on Ceriti for the first out in the 4th inning. 1 up, 1 down. Palermo, the catcher, struck out swinging. Back in the 1st inning. Hit high in the air, foul. Oh, 1 the count to the Fenwick catcher. Up and in for a ball. Fishing wide for a ball. Again, a tip of the hat to the Babe Ruth people. These fields down here, it doesn't have to rain hard for them to be underwater. They did a great job making this playable. Jeff Rupp, the president, Dave Raymond. I'll stop there because I'll forget somebody, but they're the best kept secret in America. They're down here day in and day out as Palermo draws the second walk given up by Newhall. They're down here every day. They clean the parks, they rake, they line, they get rid of the water, they drag it, they run the Babe Ruth program all the way through including tournaments here with the Babe Ruth tournaments that some of them are played here. A lot of people do a lot of great stuff down here, and they get no notoriety at all. They don't make a nickel. Everything they do getting this field ready, getting the field hopefully ready for tonight's game, that's all gratis. They don't make a dime. They do it for the kids. They're scratching their heads now because the last 2 or 3 Saturdays they haven't been able to have their opening ceremonies. They haven't been able to play games on Saturday because of the rain and the weather. High for a ball. As I say that, I'm looking beyond this field over to the Clancy Babe Ruth baseball diamond, and they're on the machine dragging that field, trying to get it in shape. They probably have games tonight. That's in the dirt. The wild pitch is going to move Palermo over to second base. Newell had retired 9 in a row before she walked Palermo. But again, a big tip of the hat. Jeff Rupp, Dave Raymond, and all the Babe Ruth people hit the shot. Porozinski makes the nice play. And they throw the runner out at third base. So the walk didn't hurt. The runner was still standing at third. I don't know if she thought she was safe or not. Porozinski throws McIntosh out at first for the second out. And then Smaller threw a strike to the third baseman, Smaller. And now they're going back saying she was safe. They went out and talked to the base umpire. I thought the plate umpire was right on the play and very emphatically said out. The runner stayed at third. The coach went out, and for some reason they talked to the base umpire. I didn't think his job was the runner going to first base. But they called the runner safe. So Fenwick gets their first run to third base with 2 outs. Win the center fielder, grounded out second and first. Nice stop by Jordan Sullivan. High and tight for a ball. In for a strike. Wind taking all the way. So a walk, a wild pitch, a ground ball has put the runner at third with 2 outs. Hit foul. Low for ball 4. Second walk in the inning puts runners at first and third. For Burke, the pitcher, she flied out to right field her one trip. So they had 2 runners on, a walk and a hit pass from the first. Newhall retired 9 in a row. And then walked the batter in for a strike. Got a ground out. Thought they were out of it. Thought they pulled a double play, but they said no. Said the runner was safe after she was called out. And now a walk extends the inning. Hit foul out of play. Hit in the right field for a base hit. First hit of the ball game. Burke helps herself with a base hit and an RBI. Little shot right over the first baseman's head. St. Mary's thought they were out of the inning, thinking a double play. They put the runner back at third. She winds up scoring. Wynn will scoot over to third, first and third now with 2 outs and a run in. So the walks hurt. Two walks in the inning, extended the inning. And a big 2-out hit by Burke gets Fenwick on the board. Shows you the left fielder pop to the first baseman. High for a ball, they let the runner go to second. So second and third now. Base hit here could get Fenwick right back in it. She beats it, a little tapper to the shortstop, an infield hit by Soji. So a lot of 2-out lightning by Fenwick. And it's first and third again as Paige Licata comes out to talk to the troops. Sutherland, the first baseman, was a strikeout victim. Just a little tap to the shortstop, and Soji easily beat it to first base. Not hit that hard. You don't have to hit him that hard, you just have to find a spot. Soji found her spot. So the 2 walks in the inning, both come around to score. As Fenwick gets their first 2 hits of the game back-to-back for RBI. It looked like St. Mary's was out of the inning. They called an out at third, which was a double play. The inning was over. St. Mary's was on their bench. Fenwick appealed, and they won the appeal and put the runner back at third. St. Mary's had to come back. And when they did, Burke got a hit. Soji got a hit. All of a sudden, it's 5-2 with first and third and 2 outs. I don't know if Newhall stretched or did something. The trainer was out there looking at her. They're letting her throw a couple. I didn't see. I was watching the play from the shortstop to the first baseman, so I didn't see anything happen. I don't know if Newhall went over to try and field it and maybe took too long a stride or came down the wrong way. Paige Licata's out there trying to clean up the mound. So we're finally going to get back to softball. Sutherland will step in. I'm assuming Fenwick is going to send the runner from first. And it hit the batter. The runner was going. Second hit batsman. All of a sudden, the bases are loaded. Modica, the second baseman, walked and struck out swinging. That was that changeup that Lily Newhall threw that Modica was way out in front of. So all of a sudden, Fenwick comes to life. They had nothing through 3 innings. Now they got 2 runs in, all coming with 2 outs. And all coming after St. Mary's thought they were out of the inning. Now the second hit batsman extends the inning. Swing and a miss. I think I saw Pepe hustling down the left field side to loosen up. Two quick strikes on Medica. She's the leadoff hitter. She's the 8th hitter in the inning. Newhall trying to stop the bleeding here. Hit in the left field for a base hit. They hold the runner at third. So the beat goes on for Fenwick. She had her 2 strikes. Medica hit a shot into the left field. Now tying runs are in scoring position. Wilkinson, the shortstop, is the 9th hitter in the inning. She's hit into a force play, popped to the third baseman. Up and away for a ball. The bases are still loaded. Fenwick actually has the go-ahead run at first base. Chased that high pitch. That would have been ball 2. Instead, it's 1-1. Hit to right field, right at the right fielder. She hit it well, but hit it right at Katie O'Neill. So Fenwick got to feel pretty good about themselves. They didn't have a hit coming through 3 innings. They got 3 hits in the inning, but helped out by 2 walks and a hit batsman. Both of the walks scored. Fenwick is right back in it. It's now 5-3. Looked like St. Mary's was coasting a little bit, and all of a sudden Fenwick turns the tables, and they get a little life in their step. St. Mary's will have the top of the order coming up. Well, Fenwick not making it easy. Their bench was a little bit down through the first 3 innings. They couldn't get anything going. They only had 2 base runners, a walk and a hit batsman that were left on base. Newell had retired 9 in a row. And she walked 2 of the next 3 hitters. And all of this coming with 2 outs for Fenwick. As I mentioned, St. Mary's thought they were out of the inning. On that ground to the third, throwing the runner out at third, it was called out originally. And Fenwick appealed and got the call reversed. And that was big. They got a walk, 2 hits, a hit batsman, and a hit. So after that play from third base, 5 straight hitters reached. 3 hits, a walk, and a hit batsman. And all of a sudden it's 5-3. Marina DiBiasio, the center fielder, has singled twice and scored the first run of the ball game. So Burke has got to feel a little bit better now. Instead of 5-0, it's 5-3. Down and away for a ball. DiBiasio, Felicia D'Alessandro, Sam Porozinski. The 3 hitters for St. Mary's here in the bottom of the 4th as we're halfway through the ball game. Fenwick making it interesting now. Hit to second base, bobbled. DiBiasio's going to be on for the 3rd time. That's the 2nd error by Fenwick. That should have been an easy out. Bobbled it, couldn't find it. DiBiasio beats it. She's at first base for Felicia D'Alessandro. She reached on an error and scored a run in the 1st. She hit it well and hit it a long way to left field, but The left fielder, Soji, a step or two away from the fence, made the catch, ending the second inning. And that was with 2 on. That bunt goes foul. High for a ball. Hit high in the air. Shortstop stepped right over the second base bag to the second base side. Catches that sky-high pop-up for the first out. Sam Porozinski here, sacrifice fly for an RBI. Grounded out third to first. High and tight for a ball. High again for a ball. Low for a ball. 3-0 to the spot in shortstop. Palermo calls time to go out and talk to her pitcher. It gives Paige Licata a chance to talk to Porozinski. You assume she's taking here with the count 3-0. In for a strike. He likes that low pitch, the umpire. Still going to be a perfect pitch for Porozinski to go after it. Burke's going to come in with 2 more. Inside and low for ball 4. Two on, 1 out. That brings the coach out to talk to his troops. Taylor Smaller is perfect. She's walked, singled, and scored a run. So she's 1 for 1 with a run scored. St. Mary's trying to get back some of that offense that Fenwick had in the top of this inning. They've reached the point in the batting order where this is where St. Mary's got 4 straight hits. Hit high in the air to right field. Had it, bobbled it, stayed with it. The fans are yelling that the ball wasn't caught. They don't know the rule. As soon as the ball is touched, the runner can go. She had it, bobbled it, popped up in the air. She caught it on the bobble. TBS will do what she's supposed to do. Run as soon as the ball is touched. So they get smaller for the first time. Taylor Sullivan grounded a third and singled. They let the runner go to second base. Last time they threw it down, St. Mary's got a double steal and scored a run. So second and third now with 2 outs. Sullivan would love to get another base hit here. Popped up to right field. Off the glove, and she does it again. You wonder why coaches get gray hair. That's 2 plays done. The right fielder had the ball, lost it, bobbled it up in the air. We've seen it 3 times. Twice by Dunn in right field. And the other one was smaller, the third baseman of St. Mary's. But she makes the play, Back-to-back bobble catches by the right fielder get St. Mary's out of the inning without a run. We've completed 4. And it's at the end of 4. St. Mary's 5-3 over Fenwick. Ceriti, the third baseman, leads it off. It's been amazing. The right fielder, 2 bobbles. One of the fans getting all over the umpire, yelling. They wanted the double play. They went for the appeal at second base, saying the runner left too soon. And when the umpire said safe, the fan from Fenwick screamed and yelled and said, "The ball was not caught. She left before the ball was caught." It's nice when you think you know the rule and you get embarrassed because you don't know the rule. It's first touch. Right back to the pitcher. Angelia Pepe is now the pitcher. Palermo started that 3-run uprising in the 4th inning. She drew the walk, first walk in the inning, scored the first of 3 runs. Pepe trying to nail it down for Newhall. Palermo was struck out swinging, as I mentioned, walked and scored. Went with the change up and it sailed high, stayed high. Good idea. It just started high and stayed high. Up and away for a ball. Hit foul. It's a nice luxury that Paige Licata has. She's got both Pepe and Newhall. A lot of teams would like to have one or the other. Most teams only have one. If they have one. Pop foul over the St. Mary's dugout. Well, Palermo hanging around a little bit against Pepe. Hit in the air to center field. DiBiase lost her hat, but made the catch. I had a look when I saw her coming to the ball. I said, they must have put a new center fielder in too, because I didn't see the hat. The hat came off. McIntosh was involved in that play. She grounded out third to first. Smaller rifled the ball. Sullivan rifled the ball back to Smaller at third, and they thought they had the runner trying to advance from second to third, and initially called out, but then they went back and called her safe. And 5 straight hitters reached after that. Hit the second base slowly. Have to hurry. Alessandro stays with it. Pepe has a 1-2-3 inning. We'll move into the bottom half of the 5th. So Newhall goes 4. She gives up 3 runs they're earned. Gave up only 3 base hits, and all in the 4th inning. She walked 3, 2 of them scored. She hit 2 and struck out 4. And she's on the block for the win if Pepe can hold on. For St. Mary's will be Katie O'Neill, Angelia Pepe, Jordan Sullivan. 6, 7, and 8. And of course, Newell had that big 2 RBI double. There's a big part of the 2-run lead they have. She knocked in the run that's, if the scores stay the same, will be the winning run. They got another run after that on an infield ground ball. But at the time, her ground ball made it, her double rather, knocking the 2, made it 4-0. Katie O'Neill grounded a shot, singled, and scored. She did some nice base running. She singled, went to third on Newhall's double, and then on a ground ball, they threw Sullivan out at first, and O'Neill hustled in from third, and that pushed the lead to 5-0 at the time. Lined in a right field for a base hit, right by the first baseman. O'Neill's got her second hit. Three times in 5 innings, St. Mary's got the leadoff hitter on. Pepe up for the first time. Swings through the pitch. Paige Licata wants to talk to her hitter. I don't know if she wanted Pepe to bunt, and Pepe didn't see the sign, or if she was just talking about her swing. She squares the bunt, pops it up, it's caught, and they throw it into right field. So it's not a sacrifice, but it'll work out okay. Pepe popped it up. It's going to be the 3rd error. Looking for the double play. O'Neill was off the bag at first. Palermo threw it high over the first baseman's head, and O'Neill winds up at second. So they don't get the bunt down, but she winds up at second anyway. Jordan Sullivan, the hitter, has struck out, grounded out third to first. Her ground out got her an RBI. Now she rifles it down the left field corner. A stand-up double, the second extra base hit. Big hit for Sullivan. She's got her second RBI. And St. Mary's gets a little more breathing room. Sophia Lebert walked, grounded a third. She grounded third and a third. And that was the inning where all 3 plays were assists by Staridi, the third baseman. Shape at third, ball was in the dirt. Sullivan took off and gets in safely. She's at third base. So now Lebert, again, would love to have a base hit, but certainly wants to at least put the ball in play and get the run home. Swing and a miss. Palermo made a good throw to third. Sullivan's just got a good jump off the base at second. I think that went off Lebert's foot. Wound up at the St. Mary's dugout. Top of the order, DiBiasio on deck. One out, one run in, a runner at third. It's now 6-3 St. Mary's. Gets the strikeout. Strikeout is big. It keeps the runner at third. DiBiasio was on base 3 times. 2 singles, reached on an error. She scored the first run of the ball game back in the first inning. In for a strike. In for a strike again, 0-2. What a play by the second baseman. Took a base hit away. Modica took one step to her left and speared a hard shot, a line shot by DiBiasio. Takes a hit, an RBI, and a run away from St. Mary's. Outstanding defense by the second baseman. But St. Mary's adds a run. The single, the error, again helped out. The big double by Sullivan. And we played 5. It's now 6-3. St. Mary's over Fenwick. 6, 7, and 8 for Fenwick as we start the 6th inning. Wynn, the center fielder, was bounced to second, walked and scored. She was one of 2 walks in the 4th inning. Both of them scored. 2 walks and a hit batsman helped extend the inning and help Fenwick put 3 on the board, get close. St. Mary's is added a run. In for a strike. Pepe starting her 2nd inning of work. Missing up and away. High for a ball, 2-1. We mentioned Fenwick looking for their 4th win. St. Mary's looking for their 10th. And I believe it would be a tournament clinching win. Hit foul. And the count evens at 2. Waves at that pitch. Overpowered on that one. First strikeout for Pepe. Burke, the pitcher, fly to right. She helped herself. She got the first hit of the game for Fenwick. Knocked in the first run. One of 3 hits they got in the inning when they got their 3 runs. Half swing strike. Didn't catch up with that pitch. Fishing wide for a ball. High for a ball, 2-1. Hit foul out of play. Evens the count at 2. Up and away for a ball. So the payoff pitch up and coming, 3-2. Pitcher against pitcher here. The payoff pitch. Way up and in for ball 4. Burke's on for the second time. Soji followed Burke's base hit with the second hit, knocking in the second run. She popped to the first baseman in her first trip. Safe at second base. Usually don't let the pitcher run. The throw was there. She slid in the bag, and they were actually behind the second base bag, reaching for the tag. It's actually Cochran that's running for the pitcher, so I take that back. Cochran is the pinch runner, as she was the first time that Burke got on. Hit in the air, long run. Julia Niccolo had to fight off the shortstop. She made a nice play. Nice job by Niccolo. She almost got knocked down by the shortstop, but she stayed with it and made the play. Settled in the first baseman. Struck out, got hit by a pitch. Up for the first time against Pepe. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 called. So Pepe gives up a walk, but she gets 2 strikeouts. A very nice play by Julia Niccolo in left field. And Fenwick is down in the 6th. They're down to the last 3 outs. First 2 strikeouts for Pepe. St. Mary's leading it 6-3. Both teams have had 3-run innings. But St. Mary's got 2 in the first and 1 in the 5th to add to that 3-run cushion. St. Fenwick did all their damage in the 3rd inning. They don't have a hit in any inning except the 4th. That's when they got 2 walks, back-to-back hits, a hit batsman and another hit to get their 3 runs to cut the lead to 5-3. St. Mary's tacked on a run in the 5th, and that's where we are, 6-3 as we start the bottom of the 6th. It will be Felicia D'Alessandro, Sam Porozinski, Talia Smaller. 2, 3, and 4 for the Lady Spartans. That sun was way over to our left. It's now shifting around, and it's could be causing some problems for people in the field. Hit foul past third base. D'Alessandro reached on there and scored. Fly deep to left and popped to the shortstop. Hit to center field. Backing up a couple of steps. Win the center fielder makes the play. Alessandro hit it well again. Both times the outfielders made nice plays. Sam Porozinski had a sacrifice fly. Grounded out third to first and walked. So she's 1 for 2. She's 0 for 1, excuse me, with an RBI. We mentioned she's a very good hockey player. Swing and a miss. This is a very young St. Mary's team. They're doing this today without Christina Nowicki, who's on the shelf with an arm problem. Hope she gets back. Hit deep to short. That'll be a base hit for Porozinski. Even if Wilkinson fielded it cleanly, she was not going to throw anybody out. She had to go way to her right, reach across her body and knock it down. Kept it from going to the outfield. Taylor Smaller walked, singled and scored, fly to right. That was the inning where we had that 2 fly balls to right field. And the right fielder Dunn gave everybody, all the Fenwick faithful, a few gray hairs when she caught it, bobbled it, caught it. And that was twice in a row. Both times. Catching it and bobbling it. Now she goes back again, bobbles it again. This time she drops it. So I just got through talking about the 2 hits to right that she had it, bobbled it, got it back again, bobbled it again. And now she goes over off her glove. That's the 4th error. Fourth error for Fenwick. Up and away for a ball. I'm watching a fan behind it take me his bench turn around and go the wrong way down the one-way street. Taylor Sullivan grounded the third, singled and scored. She was the other part of that bobble in right field. Those back-to-back Smaller and Sullivan fly balls that were bobbled by Dunn. And now the third bobble by Dunn, but she dropped it. And I mentioned before we had a bobble by Smaller at third base. Back in the second inning. Two on, 1 out for the Lady Spartans here in the bottom of the 6th. They lead it 6-3. Hit in the air, that's going to go foul and out of play. I thought it was foul and out of play. It was caught. I didn't see anybody over there. We don't have the best angle. So there's 2 outs. I apologize for that. That sun is really beating right down, right in our face. Hit to second. Momentarily bobbled. But Medika throws O'Neill out. O'Neill had 2 base hits and scored 2 runs in the game prior to her ground out. So St. Mary's leaves 2 more. They've left a few. We've completed 6 here at behind Callahan. First time we've been here in a long time. And the end of 6, St. Mary's leads Fenwick 6-3. St. Mary's 3 outs away from their 10th win. And again, the 10th win, I'm assuming they play 20, would put them in the state tournament officially. Fenwick will have the top of the order. Modica walked, struck out swinging, got a big 2-out hit, knocking in the 3rd run. So she's 1 for 2 with an RBI. She's been on base twice. Facing Pepe for the first time. Pepe trying to save it for Lily Newhall, who went the first 4. Wide for a ball. That sun really makes it tough now. Right in everybody's face. Up and away for a ball. And she got hit. Third hit batsman. Billy Newell hit 2. Madik is on for the 3rd time. Wilkinson reached in the fielder's choice, popped the 3rd, fly to right. She hit it pretty well the last time up. I hit it right at the right fielder. So Fenwick needs an inning. They're down 3. Their final 3 outs. Down and in for a ball. Hit foul. 2-1 the count to the Crusader shortstop. Hit the 3rd. They get the important one in the middle. Another nice play by Smaller at 3rd base. Alessandro, nice job covering 2nd. One away. Ceriti, he got hit by a pitch, popped to the catcher, and hit a little soft line drive back to Pepe. She was the first hitter that Pepe faced. In for a strike. Hit foul to the St. Mary's dugout. Out at second base. The runner couldn't go. Ceriti got a base hit into right field, she thought. D'Alessandro looked like she might have a play on the ball. She couldn't go anywhere because the ball was right in front of her. And it winds up a fielder's choice. The play goes 9-6 on the putout. That's an unusual play, and this is the 2nd game in a row that I've had a 9-6 fielder's choice. Palermo keeps the hopes for Fenwick alive as she gets a base hit. And that allows them to bring the tying run to home plate. 6-3, 2-1, 2 out. For McIntosh, the designated player, she struck out, ground to the 3rd, ground to the 2nd. Swing and a miss. Hit foul to the 3rd base coach. I worked down to that last strike. But they got a pouch to tying runners at home plate. Popped up in the short right field. In for a base hit. McIntosh dumps into the right field for an RBI. Now all of a sudden the tying run is at first base. The go-ahead run is at home plate. As it's 6-4. Just a little pop, long run by the right fielder O'Neill. First baseman had a long run to go back. It dropped in. Soretti scored easily. Palermo winds up at third. And the tying runs are on base for Fenwick. Wynn, the center field, is grounded to second, walked and scored. Was called on strikes. The strikeout came against Pepe. And I believe it's Cochran running again at first base. In for a strike, the runner goes to second base. So the tying runs are in scoring position. Who would have thought this? Popped up, stayed up enough. St. Mary's held their breath, as did Fenwick. Wynn tapped it in the right field. O'Neill able to make the play. St. Mary's will hold on and sneak out of here with a 6-4 win over Fenwick. St. Mary's got on the board in the first. DiBiasio singled. D'Alessandro reached on an error, pushing DiBiasio to third. A sacrifice fly for Porozinski got him the first run. And then Smaller drew a walk. Smaller stole second as D'Alessandro had moved up on a wild pitch. And then the double steal, D'Alessandro scooted home with the second run. It was 2-0. They added 3 more in the third after an out. Smaller singles. Sullivan singled. O'Neill singled. Lily Newhall got a big double in the gap in left center, knocking in 2. Jordan grounded out third to first for a run, and it was 5-0. Fenwick got 3 in the fourth after 2 outs, a walk. They thought they had the runner at third base for a double play for the third out. They appealed. They reversed the decision, and then Fenwick got a walk, an RBI single by Burke, an RBI single by Shoji, an RBI single by Modica, and all of a sudden it was 5-3. St. Mary's added a big run in the fifth. O'Neill led with a base hit. They tried a bunt to the second. They popped it up for an out, but they threw the ball over the first baseman's head looking for double play. O'Neill wound up at second base. Sullivan got the second double of the game for St. Mary's, and that made it 6-3, and that was big. Fenwick put a scare in St. Mary's in the seventh. A hit batsman, a force out, another force out, a base hit by Palermo, and then a big 2-out hit by McIntosh made it 6-4. A stolen base put the tying runs in scoring position, the go-ahead run at home plate, and Wynn, the center fielder, hit it on the nose, but hit it right at the right fielder O'Neill for the third out. St. Mary's gets away with a 6-4 win. For St. Mary's, DiBiasio had 2 base hits, was on base 3 times, had a hit taken away, scored a run. D'Alessandro scored a run. Porozinski had an RBI, had a base hit, was on base twice. Taylor Smaller had a walk and a single, scored a run, was on base 3 times. Taylor Sullivan had a base hit, scored a run. Katie O'Neill had 2 base hits, scored 2 runs. Lily Newhall had a big double, knocking in 2. Jordan Sullivan grounded out to third for an RBI, doubled in a run. And Liebert drew a walk to get on base. Newhall goes to the first 4, gets the win. Pepe comes in and finishes up. Has a shaky 7th inning. Hit a batter, gave up 2 base hits, but gets out of it with only one run, and gets St. Mary's She gets the save. Newhall will get the win. St. Mary's will pick up their 10th win, and I believe that officially puts them in the state tournament as they go to 10-2. Fenwick will drop to 3-7. So the final score again, St. Mary's 6, Fenwick 4. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.